Welcome back, everyone, to Old Charles, your favorite channel, where we uncover the history, mystery, and hidden value behind old and rare coins from around the world. Today, we're going to take a close look at one of Canada's most iconic and widely circulated coins, the 1996 Canada 1 cent coin. So, if you've ever wondered whether your 1996 Canadian penny could be worth more than 1 cent, stay tuned till the end, because we'll explore its history, design, metal composition, collector value and even how its condition affects its price today. Let's start with a little history. The Canadian 1 cent coin, often called the penny, has been a part of Canadian currency since 1858. It served as the smallest denomination in circulation until the Royal Canadian Mint officially stopped producing it in 2012 due to high production costs. The 1996 Canadian penny belongs to the Elizabeth II portrait era, which started in 1953 and continued until the penny's retirement. This means your 1996 cent coin features the familiar image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side. During the 1990s, the Royal Canadian Mint struck millions of these coins for circulation, but that doesn't mean they're all the same. Some have minor variations or minting errors that can make them quite valuable to collectors. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this 1996 1 cent coin. On the obverse front side, you'll see a right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Dora de Pèterie, a talented Canadian sculptor and artist. This design was first introduced in 1990 ***, and it was used on all Canadian coins until the early 2000s. That around the Queen's portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II inch ***, and DG Regina, which stands for De Gratia Regina, meaning by the grace of God, Queen. On the reverse side, the design features two maple leaves on a single twig, a proud symbol of Canada's national identity. This beautiful artwork was designed by G.E. Kruger Gray and has been in use since 1937, an iconic image that Canadians instantly recognized. At the bottom, you'll find the denomination 1 cent and the year 1996. Above the maple leaves is the word Canada, marking its origin. Now, let's get a bit technical. The 1996 Canada 1 cent coin was made of 98% copper, 1.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it that classic reddish-brown shine that older pennies are known for. Here are its exact specifications. Weight ***, 2.5 grams diameter ***, 19.05 millimeters thickness ***, 1.45 millimeters edge ***, smooth. By the mid-1990s, copper prices had started rising, and the cost of minting a penny was close to, or even more than, its actual face value. This was one of the main reasons the coin was later discontinued in 2012. In 1996, the Royal Canadian Mint produced approximately 445 million 1 cent coins, which means it was a common year for circulation. However, despite its high mintage, some coins were preserved in brilliant uncirculated BU or proof-like conditions, which makes them far more valuable to collectors today. And here's something interesting. Some 1996 pennies were part of mint sets, meaning they were specially struck for collectors with higher quality finishes and sharper details. Now comes the big question. What is the 1996 Canada 1 cent coin worth today in general circulation? The coin still holds its face value of 1 cent in Canada. However, for collectors, the value can vary depending on condition, rarity, and mint errors. Let's break it down by condition. If your 1996 penny is worn and has scratches or dull color, it's worth about 1 to 5 cents to collectors. If the coin still shows most of its original detail, with only light wear, it may be worth around 10 to 25 cents in uncirculated or mint state condition, where the coin looks shiny and shows no wear. It can fetch anywhere between $1 to $5 CAD, and sometimes up to $10 CAD. Officially became the Dominion of Canada, introduced its first 1 cent coin. It was made of bronze and featured a simple but elegant design with a vine and maple leaves around the edge. Over the decades, the penny evolved alongside Canada itself, reflecting the nation's growth, its monarchs, and its artistic talent. When Queen Elizabeth II ascended the throne in 1952, a new era began for Canadian coins. In 1953, the Royal Canadian Mint released the first penny with her portrait, marking the start of what would become one of the longest-running coin designs in the country's history. By 1996, the Canadian penny had already undergone several design and metal changes. Earlier pennies, especially those from before 1990, used a different portrait of the Queen. But starting in 1990, a new, more mature portrait by Canadian sculptor Dora de Pettery Hunt was introduced. This design continued through the 1990s, including the 1996 issue, which is the coin we're talking about today. The reverse side of the penny, featuring the famous maple leaf twig, has its own historical significance. It was designed by George Edward Kruger Gray and first appeared in 1937 under King George VI. The maple leaf, a proud national symbol of Canada, represented unity, peace, and nature, qualities that Canadians have always cherished. In the 1990s, Canada was still producing millions of pennies each year. In 1996 alone, about 445 million 1-cent coins were minted, showing just how important the penny still was for everyday transactions. Whether it was buying candies, newspapers, or helping make exact change, the penny was everywhere in daily Canadian life. However, as years went by, the cost of producing a single penny became higher than its actual face value. By the early 2000s, it was costing the government more than 1.6 cents to produce a 1-cent coin ***. So, in 2012, the Royal Canadian Mint made the historic decision to stop minting the penny, officially marking the end of an era. The 1996 penny is therefore part of the final generation of real copper-based Canadian cents, since later years began transitioning to cheaper metals like copper-plated zinc and eventually copper-plated steel. This makes the 1996 1-cent coin special. It represents the last decade of the classic copper penny that Canadians grew up with for generations. Today, while its face value is just 1 cent, its historical significance and nostalgic charm make it a beloved collectible. It reminds us of Canada's cultural evolution, artistic tradition, and the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who appeared on Canadian coins for more than 70 years. The 1996 Canadian 1-cent coin might be small, but its story is a big part of Canadian history. From its introduction in the 19th century to its final farewell in 2012, this little copper coin witnessed more than a century and a half of progress, pride, and tradition. Now that we've explored the history of the 1996 Canada 1-cent coin, let's talk about one of the most important factors that decides how much your coin is worth, and that is its condition. When collectors talk about a coin's condition, they're referring to how well the coin has been preserved since the time it was minted. Over the years, coins go through all kinds of wear and tear. They get scratched, lose their shine, or even fade from handling and circulation. So, to help collectors and buyers know exactly what shape a coin is in, experts use a grading scale that describes the coin's condition. From heavily circulated to mint state, let's go step by step through these grades and what they mean for your 1996 Canadian penny. If your 1996 penny has been in circulation for a long time, the design is barely visible. The Queen's portrait is flat, and the maple leaf. This coin would fall into the good or poor *** category. These coins usually have little to no collector value and are worth only 1 cent. But even these coins hold historical charm and are loved by beginners in coin collecting. Now we reach the top of the scale, the mint state or uncirculated grade. A coin in this condition has never been used in circulation. It looks just like it did the day it left the Royal Canadian Mint. Sharp details, no scratches, full shine, and a beautiful copper color. Collectors and investors always seek these coins. A 1996 Canada 1 cent in mint state can be worth anywhere between $3 to $10 CAD. And if it's graded by a professional grading company like NGC or PCGS as MS 65 or higher, its value can reach $15 to $20 Canadian dollars. There's also a special category for coins that were not meant for circulation. That the Royal Canadian Mint made proof and specimen coins in 1996 specifically for collectors. These coins are produced with extra care, polished dies, mirror-like backgrounds, and frosted images that make them shine beautifully under light. They're usually stored in plastic cases or collector sets. A proof or specimen 1996 penny can sell $4.10 to $25 CAD, and sometimes even more if kept in perfect condition. Now, here's something every collector should remember. Never clean your coins. Cleaning can scratch or damage the surface, and once that happens, the value drops dramatically. Even a small cleaning mark can turn a $10 coin into a $1 coin instantly. Instead, keep your coins stored safely in coin capsules, 2x2 holders, or plastic albums. Handle them by the edges only. Never touch the faces directly, because oils from your fingers can cause spots or discoloration over time. If you want your 1996 penny to keep its beauty and value, store it away from moisture, air, and sunlight. Over time, copper coins can develop a natural brown or red-brown tone, which collectors actually appreciate.